Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 21 of 40 Days and 40 Nights. My name is Carmen Ray, and I am a 1.5-star director with Planet Marketing, and I'm also the founder of an amazing publication, Be Well Travel and Lifestyle Magazine. So, just for those of you that may be on YouTube or one of our other platforms, we want you to know a little bit about what we do and who we are. Who are all of these powerful entrepreneurs assembling every day for 40 days and 40 nights? Well, we are providing some focus, some content, and some conversation and building higher community around four areas. We call them the four P's, okay? So the first P is about understanding your purpose and your why in business, because here's what we know, and here's what I know for sure. As a 30 plus year entrepreneur, if you don't keep your why front and center, we will flounder, we will procrastinate, and we will do all kind of things that keep us from keeping first things first. So we're coming together as a form of accountability to doing what we said we was going to do in our business so that we can have a life and a lifestyle that we deserve. Then the second P is all about positioning. How do you position your business in this online marketplace and building, relationships so that you don't have to keep running after people, that you create value and you create content that make people seek after you. That's a different kind of business, y'all. Listen, I can't tell you, one of my favorite places to go to is Trader Joe's. It's a whole experience. And when I go to Trader Joe's when they first open, rarely am I there by myself. Folks is already in the parking lot, they're lined up, and they're ready to get in. And I believe we have the capacity to create that same type of energy in our business when we focus on our purpose, our why, and the value that we can bring. Okay. And so once we understand the power of positioning, like Mike just covered with us over the last 10 days, and now we are headed to partnerships. Listen, when I tell you the young lady that's about to spend the next 10 days with us, we are so blessed and we are so fortunate. That's why if you're listening to the replay, you don't need to be asking a lot of questions. You just need to take my word for it. You want to have access to people like this that's actually the evidence. So, director Denise Fields Russell is a highly sought after educator. She's been a principal of award winning schools. She is a true leader. She is a woman that's after God's own heart. She knows how to balance her life where she keeps her faith first, her family second, and her business third. But she has produced results. She's hit international stages in our business. Personally, guys, personally, she has helped over 60 people to start their business. And so she is going to be taking us through a 10-day series about partnerships, knowing our numbers and making sure that we are equipped with the leadership skills to make sure that we're not only able to get partners, but we're able to maintain those relationships and grow our partnerships. And then the last P that we're going to be finishing up the 40/40 with is going to be profitability. Listen, if we are not making profits, we just have ourselves an expensive hobby. So, in the last 10 days, that's what we're going to be focused on. So, without further ado, I cannot wait to bring up to our Zoom the one and the only director, Denise Fields Russell. Go ahead and take it away, my dear.
Thank you, my sister in success, Director Carmen Ray. Thank you so much for these 10 days. I'm excited. Can you all tell by my smile? I'm excited. I hate that I missed the last 2 days of 40/40. I thought I was getting in good. I thought I was going down to the restaurant early to meet for breakfast with Carmen when we were in Arizona. And I said, oh, and she said, oh, you got to go back and listen to 4040. I said, wait. And I was so mixed up with time zone. And then yesterday morning was my birthday. To God be the glory for another year. I am 47, excited about that. And today is hubby's birthday. So we celebrated both of us yesterday. He wanted to stay in today. So I'm here at my dad's house for a minute, but I can take my work with me. That's the joy in what we do, right? So good to see all of you this morning. Hey, Denisha, you looking good. Everybody looks so great. Minister Aisha said that when we got on. Thank you for the birthday wishes, y'all. Let's jump in. Partnerships. You all know Director Carmen could have asked me to do anything. I don't if she could have talked about selling cheese bowls. I'd have been on here talking about selling cheese bowls, right? But but partnerships, I felt like that was right up my alley too, because there is a difference between getting partners and maintaining partnerships. You just heard Carmen say that. I want you to put that down first. Almost make that as like your subtitle of today's notes. There's a difference between getting partners and maintaining partnerships. Now, I want you to blurt out, and let me see. You can put it in the chat if you can't talk, but I want you to think about when you hear the word partnership. See, when we hear the word purpose, we kind of have an idea of what that means. When we hear profitability, we really know what that means. But when you hear partnerships, what is a partnership? Not what's a partner, what's a partnership? And I'm challenging you to use one word or one phrase, not one paragraph. One word or one phrase or sentence on what a partnership is. And put your emoji hand up if you can, just so I can make sure I don't miss anyone. And if you don't know where the emoji hand is, put your real hand up. All right, Tracy, one word or one phrase on partnership.
A partnership is a relationship.
Okay, thank you. Minister Aisha?
When I think of partnership, I think about collaborating together to get the job done.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Brenda?
Mutually beneficial sharing.
Mutually beneficial sharing. All three of those words are major. Mutually beneficial sharing. Dr. Joy?
I chose loyalty.
Mm-hmm. That's what a true partnership is. And thank you to those of you who put it in the chat. We have collaboration, loyalty, alliance, win-win, collaboration, mutually beneficial relationship, working towards a common goal, mission alignment, working together, two-way street, and it's a we thing. Now, I want you to take a listen. For those of you who are on our executive leadership team, on Fridays now, I'm sharing out of John Maxwell's the Maxwell Daily Reader. So every day it has a reading specific to that day. I'm actually going to choose yesterday's because it's around relationships. I want you to just take a listen to this before I ask you the next question. Developing relationships before starting out. Okay, that's the title. Leaders often make the common mistake of trying to lead others before developing relationships with them. As you prepare to develop other people, take time to get to know each other. Ask them to share their story with you, their journey so far. Find out what makes them tick, their strengths and weaknesses, their temperaments, and spend some time with them outside the environment where you typically see them. If you work together, then play sports together. If you know each other from church, meet them at their workplace. If you go to school together, then spend some time together at home. You could even use this principle with your family. For example, if you spend time with your children outside your everyday environment, you'll learn a lot more about them. It'll develop your relationship in ways it hasn't before, and it will help you grow. So the thought I want to leave you with on that reading is get out of your normal environment today with someone you lead. Lisa Heron, unmute please. Lisa and I don't see each other every day unless we're doing something with Carmen like this, like 40-40, right? But what type of partnership do you feel like we have? And even if we can't go as far as to say partnership yet, Lisa, what is one thing that you've learned about me since you and I have connected over the past years, maybe once or twice a year? Share, please.
Well, you being a director, I view you as one of my leaders. Even though, again, we don't have a consistent connection, when I do see you at convention or here, or wherever we get to meet up, I view you as one of my leaders. Sideline partner as well. I feel like I could come to you with any business question that I may have. So that's how I view us.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Some of the things that stand out to me that she said was when she sees me as a director. So there's a respect level there with that partnership, right? That's one. I'd like to say that every time we've met, there's been a consistent vibe amongst each other. I remember Lisa coming up to me doing an interview with me. I thought she worked for Planet. I thought she was like a Planet, like top person over there. I was like, oh, they have somebody that they hired to do interviews, right? And I've always seen her as that person who will be there and she's doing something, right? So that's it may not be an everyday partnership, but there's something there that we don't see each other every day, but something is being developed, okay? Denisha, unmute yourself. Mr. Chin, I'm coming to you next. Denisha, same question. What would you say our partnership is? What have you learned about me or about us and this relationship that we're building just based on the little bit of time that we've known each other?
Definitely I observe from you always being a leader, of course, but always you're consistent. Consistent meaning professional on and like whether it's about work or whether it's not. Um and I'm sorry, I was put on the spot. And I was just thinking, but it's always just a mutual respect thing, whether we're on camera, when I saw you in person, and just the leadership. I just see you are always in play mode and professional on and off. But for you and I together, um, I just feel like you know what, you're just great. I have to end it there. I'm lost for words at the moment because you know I get caught up about you. I'm sorry, I was put on the spot and I was not ready for that. I'm so sorry.
Y'all know I'm about to have a whole attitude about this internet over here at my daddy's house. Denisha, please continue. I'm so sorry if I missed out, but I heard professional and then I cut out.
I was really saying a whole lot of nothing other than you are amazing. So I was saying that I always notice the consistency. You're so professional, whether we're in person or whether you're on camera. Your personality is the same, so it's not like it's a flaunt, and I gravitate to that because it's real. You always lead. It's a leader in every position, whether it's setter. I see that's what maybe you and I share in common together.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I see for you. In one encounter that we had, it could be mine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Denisha. And one more, Mr. Chin.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late this morning.
It's okay.
What I know about you since I've been here, or since we've known each other, is that you have a passion about helping people. You're a leader. I mean, it's in your voice. When you speak like a leader. And also you're direct. You don't mix words. And your directness is because you care about people. You want to see them succeed, and you have a passion for what you do, and that's in planning marketing. So that's what I have known about you since we met.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chin. Thank you. And Denisha, thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. Now, notice I chose 3 people that I don't interact with on a regular basis. And there's something that they've gotten, right? So literally in 10 seconds, Wani, unmute yourself. Minister Aisha, I'm coming to you. Tracy, I'm coming to you. Now, these are 3 people I interact with on a regular because they're on my team. Wani, name one thing you know about me outside of Planet Marketing?
Praise and worship leader.
Choir leader. Let me get that straight for somebody see this. I ain't trying to hold the mic, but no, you're right.
Right.
Thank you, Wani. Thank you, Minister Aisha.
Food connoisseur.
Food connoisseur. Thank you. Thank you for that, Minister Aisha and Tracy.
You are results driven.
Okay. All right.
Evidence. You are the documentation, and you believe in having documentation. You're very focused on your numbers. You're very focused on you say you're going to help people, but you say your numbers show that you help people.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy, Minister Aisha, and Wani. Notice again, people that I interact with every day don't just know me for the business partnership that we have. It has to be something beyond that. Like, it would take a whole lot right now for my cousin Michelle to get out of this business. I don't know what I'd have to do, something outside of character for her to quit. Now, yes, she's my family, but she's also fully vested, right, in the business herself. I didn't choose my family member, because usually family gonna stick with you regardless. But I chose people who are not my family, but who are in partnership with me here. So I ask again, when you think about a partner, and you think about a partnership, somebody said two-way. It is two-way. So I want you to think about these partnerships and tell me what stands out about these partnerships. And anybody can unmute or put it in the chat when you hear it. First, former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. What do you think? What comes to mind when you hear that pair? What partnership?
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Integrity.
Integrity, unity.
Respect.
Respect. Michelle put power couple, okay? But that's a partnership. I'll never forget the story that Michelle and Barack have told in the past, where they said they were in a restaurant, and apparently one of Michelle's exes owned the restaurant. And Barack asked her, or made a statement, oh, so had you married him, then this would have been your restaurant that we're eating in. And she said, no, had I married him, he would be the president. Isn't that an amazing statement? Somebody respond to that, because all y'all look like you fell back when you heard it.
For that, whoa.
Exactly. I felt that all day when she said that.
I love it.
That confidence. She knows the value she brought to his life. Yeah.
And she emphatically let him know she knew who she was and whose she was and who he was because of her.
And that was
Amen.
a superpower. Exactly.
And that was her superpower. And that's what you've got to think about in every partnership. What do you bring to it? What do you bring? You give accolades to the person and help them get there, but in turn, they're going to say, I couldn't get here without you. And that's what you want to look at, right? Yes, I always say, I want to walk the stage. I want to walk the stage, but I don't want to walk the stage alone. I need my team to be on stage. When I get when I get there and when I give my speech at the podium, I want to see my team out there. My tears are going to come because y'all let me push you. You asked me to push you, you let it happen. You see what I mean? That's partnership. It's not I. It's not you. It's we. Okay. Next pair I want you to think about. Gail and Oprah. Anybody, unmute. Gail and Oprah.
Respect.
True friends.
True
Lifelong
friends,
friends.
lifelong friends,
Longevity.
longevity,
Yep.
long,
Non-judgmental.
non-judgmental.
Safe.
One, Faith. One was very rich.
Safe.
Oh,
Safe.
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 One was very rich. Maybe the other one became rich. I don't know the whole background, but the longevity there is what stands out between these two women. And they are an example that women can be lifelong friends. One can help the other. One can say, I'm taking you with me. Miss Brenda, when we talked about our takeaway with Director Carmen at the end of the retreat, you said something that really stood out to me when I said, Mike is a genius and I'm taking this 4 quadrants and I promise you I'm going to get this 100K in a year with my business. I said, but I see myself on that stage. I was just in my envisioning session. I'm gonna be on that stage and I just need to know blah, blah, blah. I need my team that's gonna be here. And Ms. Brenda said, or somebody washing the counters off or washing the shelves of your books before we put your books up there. Ms. Brenda's not financially connected to me now, but she joined in on that envisioning session. So that gives somebody something to think about. She ain't saying, I want to come make the money with you. I want to help you. And in turn, she gets money too. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes when you go in not looking to make the same amount of money. Somebody taught me this a long time ago when I first became a speaker, like professionally putting myself out there as a speaker. There was a speaker I was following. Do you know she ended up responding to me personally and she asked me to meet her somewhere? The only reason I couldn't was because of a schedule conflict. She said, I just want you to come and be in the room. Whatever I need that day, I want to know that I have you there. She said, because I've watched you follow me. And that was such an honor, Tracy. If I had to pass out the agendas, if I had to pass out the fans like ushers at church, just to be in the room would have really helped me see this is where I'm going. And that would have developed a lifelong partnership as well. Okay, let me give 2 more examples. Mr. Bradley and Andy Cawthon.
A team.
Respect, prosperity. I see nothing but collaboration between those gentlemen from the CEO owner founder level.
I see equalness and success from each person that comes together.
I see trust because Mr. Bradley had a vision and he wouldn't have trusted it to just anyone. He knew what he knew about this person and he trusted that person to help him take this to the next level.
Thank you.
Belief.
They feed off
I
of each
see
other.
belief. Go ahead, honey.
What did you say, Lisa?
I see belief because Mr. Cawthon believed in Mr. Bradley's vision for him to even come out of retirement to want to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Mr. Chin?
I said they feed off of each other's, they feed off each other's personality.
Yeah. You know what I love when I hear they're on a first name basis, right? But I love hearing Andy say Don. I've never heard anybody else call Mr. Bradley Don. And not Donald, but hey, Don. Hey, Don. Oh, Don. It just sounds like a friendship, right? But what I love is that high level of respect. No, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but oftentimes what goes on behind closed doors is going to seep out in the open. Okay, you can try to fake it all you want, but the shade is real and people can feel it, right? That's how you know what's really going on behind closed doors. But a true partnership, you're going to see that love outside of the door because of what happens behind the door. Now, I want you to take a look at the different pairs I chose. I chose Barack and Michelle, a man and a woman, a husband and a wife. There's still a partnership there that's necessary. And as a businessman and a businesswoman, both geniuses in their own right, but they have a partnership. I chose Gail and Oprah. two women who I know Oprah's background. I know the lineage because her sister was at one point married to my best friend's now husband, but then she passed. My best friend got married to Oprah's sister's ex-husband. So I know the lineage and how they grew up. Not coming from money, but money coming from Oprah now, right? So I took two women, two African American women, which normally you don't see a whole lot of that just out here on public display where it becomes a true partnership. Okay. Then I chose Donald Bradley and Andy Kaufman, two men, one Caucasian and one African American. So I pointed out partnerships, like varying partnerships, multicultural, intergenerational in some cases, gender split, all of that, to show you that when you have partnership, and the words I kept hearing even through all three of those partnerships was respect, longevity, right? Understanding. Last one. Carmen, I got 5 minutes. I can't remember if we stop at 9:20 or 9. Okay, I'm good. 5 minutes. Okay. Last one. Carmen Ray and Denise Fields Russell.
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Powerhouse.
Powerhouses.
Mutual respect.
Mutual respect.
Synchronized.
Common explosive.
Common explosive, synchronized. So
Transformational.
Awesome. Transformational. Awesome. What did you say, Lisa?
Admiration.
Admiration. Thank you all.
Humbleness.
Humble. Yes, definitely. Definitely humble. And Mr.
Because
Chin.
leaders,
Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I say humbleness because oftentimes you have leaders that's on different levels and want to think they may be above the other one and don't want to listen. So it takes some humility to be able to be two leaders coming together, combining yourself. So I see a lot of humility with the both of you all because you both are leaders in your own lane,
Thank you. That it does make sense. And AJ had sisterhood. I'm not sure if that was for us or for Gail and Oprah, but thank you for the input in the chat. I'm going back to the chat. DeAndrea, honor and humility is important. Faith in each other. Denisha says sisterhood. Carmen says solid and lifelong. That's right. Mike said fully supportive. And AJ said, yes, y'all too. Thank you, AJ. So I wanted to end that with that example of a partnership because it's real. And I'm not saying the others aren't, but you don't see Andy and Mr. Bradley's relationship on a regular basis and how they work on a daily basis, rather. You don't see Barack and Michelle on a daily basis. You don't see Gil and Oprah on a daily basis, but you hear from Director Carmen and myself on a daily basis. You hear something, and not just business, but sometimes personal development, right? Pouring into you personally. You see us being, for her to allow me on her platform and vice versa. When we had a travel party here, a lab here, Carmen didn't know it, but I turned that right over to her. I said, Carmen, you led the lab in Chicago. I need you to do it the same way here. And when you have a certain level of security, you can do that. You cannot have any levels of insecurity when you're in a partnership. That's with your husband, your wife, your co-workers, your colleagues, your business partners. You've got to know who you are and where you stand. And I know what I bring to the table. Carmen already knows when she said, I need you in Arizona. I need you to speak. And truthfully, when I got there and I looked at the agenda, I didn't realize there were two. So I thought I was introducing it. The whole time I thought I was doing the travel side. But when I looked at the agenda, I said, oh, Carmen, just for clarity. I wasn't mad. I said, hey, I'm not doing the travel side then, right? I'm just introducing because I was ready to go up. She's like, oh, you definitely doing the travel side. And she explained to me that it was two agendas. My point is, I was ready. I don't care. She said, I just need you to hold up the sign for the time. I ain't too good to hold up the 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm going to do whatever I need to. I know what I bring to the table. But when the partner knows what you bring to the table too, you really got something going. Okay, Minister Aisha, were you about to share something else?
Could we all agree? This is not what I was going to say, but can we all agree that if you was there in Arizona DF rocked that doggone presentation. I've never seen her do it the way that she did it. I was sitting there like I was a proud mama, just looking like, look at my baby. Go ahead, baby. But I wanted to say, when you talked about, you want to see your partners make it. And when I was talking to you this morning, when I thought about Joy, and Joy, no, I told her last night, I know she's been so connected. She's been tuning in, and she wasn't able to get her silver when we were in Chicago. I said, Joy, man, you need to get your silver and your gold when we go to Summit. I wasn't even thinking about myself. I was just thinking about her being able to go up there with our founder, not one time, but 2 times, and get her medal. I'm like, girl, you got to do it. You can do it. You can do that before February the 9th, walk down there and get your medal. But it wasn't about me at that moment. Like, seriously, I wasn't even thinking about me. I can't wait so I could be shouting and hollering and screaming. Well, I ain't going to do that because I don't want to get embarrassed.
Well, that's the purpose of partnerships. And in a statement to close out what Minister Aisha said before we close, because we're at time. The thing is, they've always taught us this in our business. When you help enough people get what they want, you will ultimately get what you want. That's a partnership. So if I know, I just said you and Michelle are the closest to directorship in my organization right now. I said, y'all getting y'all there is ultimately going to get me there. Then we all walking across the stage. But the only way y'all going to get there is making sure your team gets what they need, right? And that is part of it. So in closing, you all, I'm going to pull from The Power of Five for Network Marketing. Of course, it's a John Maxwell book. Of course it is, okay? If it's not the Bible, I'm pulling a John Maxwell book for everything I do, okay? And leadership. The Power of Five for Network Marketing. It is a very small read. Do I recommend you get it? Absolutely. The Power of Five. And the 5 that they're speaking of, and this is the Power of 5 for network marketing. Number 1 is growth. Power number 1 is growth. We heard about that this morning on the IMV. Power number 2, connection. Put an asterisk next to that for these next 10 days. Power number 3 is mindset. Power number 4 is leadership. And power number 5 is significance. We are going to focus on power number 2, connection. But there are some principles and how we're going to win with people. And the only one I'm going to leave you with today, which is what we will focus on throughout these 10 days, is the partnership principle. That is a principle. It actually comes from 25 principles that John Maxwell put in his book called Winning with People. And that's what we want to do, is win with people. The partnership principle states, working together increases the odds of winning together, period. That's the post I want you all to go and put out on social media today. Working together increases the odds of winning together. And you post whoever you think you need to post on there, whether it's your goal builders, all your people, whoever, but it's working together increases the odds of winning together. That's going to be our focus, making sure that every partnership that we create, that we don't only get a partner for the sake of numbers, but we get those partnerships, long-lasting partnerships that will develop over time and allow all of us to win. That concludes my session for today. Ms. Carmen, Director Carmen, forgive me for going over. I will be mindful of your time.
You did fantastic.
Thank you.
You did a fantastic job. Thank you guys so much for being so attentive and engaging for day 21 of 40 days and 40 nights. Mike, this is definitely one we want to put out on YouTube. So thank you guys so much.